Attention! For the PressCorps, I'm Cecil A Vectori, currently reporting live from the PressCorps World Headquarters in Sunhaven. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you the latest news from the Siva Valley conflict. Here in the 119th World Conquest of the Foxhole War, it's day 246. As naval logistics begin to ramp up, new powerful anti-tank and fire support options have deployed to the front line. A reminder that the PressCorps is focused on the Able Shard. And now for a special announcement. The PressCorps is pleased to announce our very own reporter, Jackson Q. Sterling, is now the father of two beautiful twins. The entire PressCorps staff is happy to welcome Ellie and Rowan among us. We're sure they will do a wonderful job as newspaper sellers. We wish them long and healthy lives. Speaking of lives, here's the latest from the PressCorps Casualty Office. The PressCorps Casualty Office is a wonderful new service for us. It reports to us daily casualties. So currently, our casualties stand at a total combined amount of 2,757,000, with wardens suffering 1,363,000 casualties, and colonials suffering 1,393,000 casualties. The deadliest region is currently the Farragut Coast, with total casualties standing at 343,600. And now, a look at the front lines. In the west, heavy fighting continues in the Farragut Coast. Warden lines inch south ever so slightly, pushing south towards Husk Hollow. Colonial lines hold around the town hall for now. Colonials lose the Mara Town base mere moments ago, giving them a fight on both sides to defend Husk Hollow. Lines hold steady at King's Cage, with skirmishes reported along the River Blaze. Colonials hold the south, while Wardens hold the north. In the central regions, a hard Warden push in the Linn of Mercy forces the Colonials out of Ulster Falls, Hardline, and First Coin. The Colonials barely hold on to the Last Grove Relic base, while Prairie Bazaar remains still in Colonial hands. Ground changes in Callahan's Passage as the Colonials form impromptu lines at the Crumbling Passage and the Latch. The lines are still fresh, so conditions in the region are still in flux and are likely to change over the next few days. Marben Hollow lines appear to be setting in for a long-term conflict. Checkpoint Bua remains in Warden control, while the Colonials still hold the region through Maiden's Vale. It looks like it is settling in to be a long one there, folks. In the east, Colonials hold a sliver of ground at the Woodbine and Endless Shore, though with Overland Relic Base being taken by the Wardens, it's only a matter of time before logistics becomes an even more pressing issue for the besieged Colonials. A Colonial push east in the Clastra has been halted, with ground recaptured by the Wardens. Watchful Knave and the Treasury are still held firmly by the Colonials. And now for some general information. We have a special report. The PressCorps has entered a partnership with Robert Loves Games to gain access to some of the stories from his wonderful community. I personally would like to make it a goal for myself to read out one story a day. This story comes to us courtesy of Discord user XX_DesertFox_XX. A reminder that the following account is a community submission, and any views expressed are not representative of the PressCorps as a whole. And now for the report. Bonehaft Warden Artillery Squad 1, Battery 1 report, Monday 11/25/24. I showed up as we were being counterfired. I helped pack up the gun and moved to the auxiliary gun emplacement. We had set up guns and ammo, and then started counter-battery operations on the enemy. On occasion, the Colonial partisan units would get too close, and then we would be firing again. We would hit the enemy bunker base and enemy infantry pushes, and once the enemy batteries pulled back, we would run out of ammo soon. Once our new shipment of ammo arrived, we would start operations again, and a new group would show up with 3 trucks of ammo. We would operate until the first pallet was empty, then we halted, and Gun 2 commander would dismount to unpack the ammo, and the leader of the new guys would jump on Gun 2 and have one of his men jump on the second seat and assume command over the second gun. and started barking orders at us in Gun 2. Squad commander, who had brought the guns from his personal stock, and the rest of us were very confused as to what was going on. About 5 minutes passed of us trying to figure out what they were shelling and firing with before our command had ordered us to cease with aiding them and continue on with our fire mission. We took command of Gun 1 again and fired on our ordered target. We offered the other gun to join our squad so we could coordinate. The other gun refused, doing different fire missions. And then the gunners would get angry at us as we left. So this has been a special report from XX Desert Fox XX. Thank you so much. Did you know that the PressCorps also offers its own community submissions page for inquiring members to post their own accounts of their experiences? The following comes from our very own submissions channel, which you can find in our Discord. This comes to us courtesy of Sergeant Henry Becker. It was War 119, Day 237. The location was Callahan's Passage, the Latch. This war has been raging for almost a year now, with no end in sight. The Latch has been shelled constantly for months, and we've been going back and forth with the wardens over this stretch of road for about as long as well. It's hard to believe other provinces have an even higher casualty rate, especially after what I've seen. Tanks going up in flames, entire sections of trenches taken out, along with the men in them and a couple of well-placed warden shells, and countless others just dropping like flies because of the enemy's use of chemical weapons. My gas mask and my will to return home has been the only thing keeping me alive. I just hope that new equipment that was promised gets here soon, before we all get taken out. We'd like to once again thank Robert Loves Games and his amazing community for this after-action report. We'd also like to thank all of you in our PressCorps community for submitting your own after-action reports. It's players of the game like you that help make Foxhole such an amazing community, and it keeps us on the air. So thank you. And now, a quick look at SWORD. SWORD, or SWRD, is the PressCorps' very own super weapon tracking service. It has not been mentioned in the past few broadcasts, as today is a momentous occasion. It is the first time in the war that SWORD has picked up some intelligence for us. So, for SWORD, we are going to take a quick look at the map here. 3 intelligence centers have popped up in Morgan's Crossing. This is a pretty big deal. There are 3 Warden-held intelligence centers, and right now they are the first intelligence centers to show up in the region, in the entire continent of Raqqa, actually. So the arms race has begun. Soon we will be seeing definitely more intelligence centers popping up on both sides, and possibly new storm cannons pretty soon as well. We will definitely be updating you as time progresses. We will be including our superweapon dispatches in our radio broadcasts now that they are active in the war. Speaking of intelligence gathering, it is time for the weather. The weather, as everyone knows, is a very important part of combat, as conditions can definitely change the entire field of battle. So now we go to our very own PressCorps weather office for the weather. Rain has been reported in Akrithia, and otherwise conditions remain largely unchanged since our last broadcast. Our weather system is entirely volunteer run. It is amazing. It is done by our amazing Storm Chaser Corps. They are players just like you and I, who, while they are playing, can go and submit their weather observations to us, so we can bring you guys high-quality, up-to-date forecasts. If you would like to know more about the Storm Chaser Corps, access our weather maps, or join the Storm Chaser Corps, you can visit PressCorpsGaming.com/weather. And now for a little bit of community news. And the PressCorps would once again like to congratulate Jackson Q. Sterling, as he is now the father of 2 very beautiful twins. We are happy to welcome Ellie and Rowan among us, and we are sure they will do a wonderful job as newspaper sellers. Someone get those kids some flat caps and bicycles. The PressCorps has opened up applications for regimental advertisements. Do you want to spread awareness of who you are? Join the PressCorps Discord to make a submission, and we'll handle the rest. From the PressCorps, we'd like to extend a warm welcome to the freshly enlisted in our ranks who may have joined us for War 119 and returning veterans who have come back for the infantry update. We hope to see you on the front line. Finally, this is your reminder to stay hydrated. A hydrated soldier is an alert soldier, and an alert soldier makes all the difference in the war. Stay tuned for more music, weather, and news from the front lines. Whether you're hauling in the back or fighting on the front, PressCorps Radio has just the right tunes for you. For the PressCorps, I'm Cecil A Vectori. Thank you.
The PressCorps is an all-volunteer creative collective of reporters, broadcasters, artists, and more from the MMO video game Foxhole, developed by Siege Camp. Our mission is to engross our audience in and amplify the stories of this unique war ecosystem. The PressCorps was founded in 2018 by former Planetside 2 Radio Free Auraxis host, CaptainInArms. It is a separate community entity and is not officially representative of Siege Camp. For more information, visit our website at PressCorpsGaming.com. That's PressCorps Gaming.com.